This is my second year, so 1.5 years already as a McKinney ISD board member. And we're still learning a whole lot. There's a whole lot to learn, and every time, every day, it's a new adventure, so I'm looking forward to the rest of my time here. Well, I grew up in El Paso, Texas. I think I've told so many people already. I come from a large family. I'm the 9th of 14 children, so I have 13 other brothers and sisters. Grew up in El Paso, Texas, and our elementary school, which really all 14 of us went to that same elementary school, was about a quarter mile north of our house. And where our house was located, we're a quarter mile north of the school and less than a quarter mile from the church. So my dad said, this is the perfect place. You're either going to be in school or you're going to be in church. And it's turned out really, really good. Both of them have been both the church and the schools have been just very, very instrumental in who I am today. Oh man, yes I do. I probably don't have enough time to name them all, but I will tell you my kindergarten teacher, as it turned out, was Miss Babs was her name. And it's hard to believe it's been almost 60 years. And I still remember Miss Babs and just what she didn't speak any Spanish. That's the thing. When I was growing up, my mom and dad didn't speak English, so we spoke Spanish at home. And when we went to school, a lot of us did not speak English, and we didn't have those cool ESL programs like they have now. But the teachers, they saw through it, and we got through, and they had. It didn't matter what language you spoke; those hugs were still the same in any language. And Ms. Babs was really, really good. She was a demonstrator. She talked to us like we were her children, and she really did a whole lot to impart in us the importance of education. That was in kindergarten, so you can imagine I got a really good start then. I did go through a rough time during my middle school years, just like everybody else, but luckily there were several teachers several teachers that helped me get through that, and Coach James was one of the instrumental teacher that helped me through those difficult times. And so yeah, they got so many others, but it was the teachers that I remember more than anything else. Well, early on, education just became such a big part of us. So real early on, I think I was so influenced by so many of my teachers that breathed life into me and believed in me and really pointed me in the right direction that I think I wanted to be a teacher, maybe early on, but it really, really demonstrated into my late middle school, early high school career when a lot of my coaches encouraged me to get into athletics and just get involved in that athletics. And man, after 1 or 2 years of full-time athletics, playing football and then basketball for a short time, and then playing baseball, I knew that that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be an educator and I wanted to be a coach. And I was very fortunate because I was a teacher and a coach when I graduated from college for 17 years, and then I was very fortunate to move on and become an administrator, and I was an administrator all here in McKinney for 23 years. And I was sitting in this beautiful building at Fabian Middle School, and this is where it all started. I was starting my administrative career at Fabian Middle School at 2000 Doe Rollins, and it's just so great to be back home and giving this interview right now. Well, my extended family, my mom and dad, like I already told you, were very, very instrumental in encouraging all of us and making sure that they knew, that we knew how important education was. So my mom and dad instilled in us the importance of education. And if you go into my house right now, you can see all 14 graduate pictures displayed prominently in our ancestral home. My mom was very, very proud of that fact. My nuclear family, of course, my wife, Rebecca Oaxaca, she was a counselor here in the district for 30 years. All of her career as a counselor was right here in the McKinney ISD, and she retired. So we're learning to live with each other all over again, and both of us being retired. So I'm looking forward to the years ahead. We've been blessed with two young men, not so young anymore. They're young at heart, but my oldest son, Harvey Jr., is involved in education. He is working for the the Boulder Valley School District in Boulder, Colorado. And we have to call him Dr. Oaxaca now. So he is now a doctor and is doing very well and enjoying it. So we're proud of him. We're also very proud of our youngest son, Richard. He's 40 years old, and he is a citizen of the world. He is a dancer by trade and a performer by trade, so he has a lot of experiences, travel all over the world doing his trade. So we've got two very different sons, and we're blessed with both of them, and we're just glad that both of them also value education and know how important that education is as well. Education has always been very important to me, and now that I'm in have an opportunity to give back to the school district, and it's just an honor to be a part of the school district. We were just talking earlier, these are exciting times. Some people might use the word exciting, but exciting times in education in general. McKinney is now a full-grown, large district. We've got a lot of opportunities ahead of us. Of course, we're still coming out of the pandemic, and we're still learning what our new normal is going to be. And as a school board member, we're learning right along with the teachers and the staff, and it's going to be very exciting. It is exciting just to start anew. Of course, the political system now, the political involvement nowadays has really kept us on our toes, because we need to make sure that we always keep our focus no matter what happens. Our focus has got to be what's best for our students, and there's a lot of ancillary events that take care of that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Tend to lead us away from that. But as school board members, what I want to do is make sure that no matter what happens around us, our focus is what's best for our kids, because we know that education changes lives. Education can save our community, and boy, there are students right now are our future, so we need to do right by them. Looking forward to the next 2 or 3 years and see what comes about. But definitely my goal is to be a student advocate, be a McKinney ISD advocate, and be aware of what needs to be done. I'm learning, and I've learned easily that there are 3 main things that as a school board member I need to be aware of. First of all, the legal part of it is that we need to make sure that we pass a budget that helps fund all the things that help our kids be successful. So we do that. The second part, of course, is to be an advocate for the district. I love that. Just being a cheerleader for McKinney ISD is very natural to me. I've lived here 30 years now and been a part of the district, and now I get to just see from afar all of the great things that are going on in our district. So I love going to events. I love going to campuses and just cheering on all the great things that not only our staff but our students are involved in. The last thing is, y'all well know, the other thing is our job is to supervise our superintendent. And we found out that our superintendent now is retired, so we're in the process now of looking for another superintendent, and the most important job we have now is to get the right person to continue the great things that we've got going on right here. So thank you for letting me share that. how much time do we have? There's just so many things going on, but I kind of thought about that question and how I could answer it. I will say this, obviously just going to all campuses, all the campuses and seeing that no matter where in the district we're located, no matter what is going on, every school that we have in McKinney ISD has everything that they need, modern equipment, modern renovations, and everything that you need. The teachers are provided with what they need. They're supported by tremendous positive administrators. The students are supported by awesome educators. So that's really, I love saying that. I love seeing everything that's going on there. But I will say that one of the things that being with the district for 30 years, I would say that I was fortunate enough to be an administrator, the principal at Fabian Middle School, when Fabian was the only middle school around, and we only had one high school, McKinney High School. But the time came when we were growing, and there was an idea that we had to have another school. So Dow Middle School came on board at that time, and there was some talk about tearing Fabian down because it was an old building, and now we were looking for new, and they were going to rebuild it somewhere else. But our families and our students and our community said, "Oh no, we've got to keep Fabian." And what they ended up doing is they remodeling Fabian at the same time that Dow was brand new and Fabian got remodeled. And that told me, and it hasn't changed, Fabian, McKinney ISD, from the very beginning of my career, has always had a focus on the future, make sure what's best, that we do what's best for the future, but also they know how important that legacy and how important to protect to protect and to honor the past, and that has not changed yet. As more and more buildings were built, as bigger we got, the bigger we got. We never got away from doing what's right for everybody, making sure that everybody has exactly what they need to be successful. And I was very fortunate to see it firsthand when it very first started. We said, heck no, we're going to go forward, but we're also going to honor the past. And Fabian Middle School, this beautiful school that we're sitting in right now, talking to Dr. Vandenboom, and just what a great job it has done. And to think that at one time somebody thought, let's get rid of Fabian. It just makes me proud that we still honor the past. So thank you very much.